The critics reveal how they started shooting science fiction movies with a smartphone. The critics are a group of young guys based in Kaduna State who went viral online for shooting a science fiction movie with a smartphone. In an interview with HipTv, the group reveals how it all started for them.
What I can remember is before we met, I learned this pause and play stuff with the phone, and when we met the Godwin and we were like discussing, because we met for the first time 7 years ago, so we were discussing about those movies, and we showed that we were doing the pause and play effect, and that was how it actually started before we had to actually
learning
on YouTube and stuff, and how to like actually do effects that we're proud of. Wow. Yeah, so it started from the pause and play on the Nokia C2 phone.
The critics revealed that they started out by producing comedy skits to criticize the flaws in Nollywood movies, but when they realized the skits weren't funny enough to attract viewers, they switched to making science fiction movies.
I think it's something we went into that I think we presently regret ever going into, but if we had not gone into it, I don't think we would have been where we are today. So it was more like this is how it all started. We're Hollywood movie buffs. We liked Hollywood films. We watched them, come and discuss them, criticize them, highlight what we liked and what we didn't like. So in the process, we all shared one thing in similar. We didn't like the Nigerian cinema at that time. So the films that were being put out, we just come together and say, okay, you know what, let's start a comedy group. Let's start reacting scenes from Nigerian films we don't like and just criticizing it, making it look bad, basically. So we do that stuff. We had a Nokia C2 at that time, so we just record what we want to record, and then we play it, watch it, and then nobody laughs at it. So when in such situations, right, we realized that, okay, this thing is not actually working out. So we had to cut the comedy stuff, and then we had to like figure out a way to start doing stuff that will actually help us grow and help what we hate or what we used to hate grow into what we want it to become.
When asked how they felt when their story went viral online, they had this to say.
Shortly before we went viral, we just released, I think last year January, we released our last short film, Z the Beginning. So when we released that film, the audience, like the feedback was very low. We only had feedback from Facebook, which were actually our friends, our close people, our relatives. So they were the ones liking the stuff and telling us, okay, we tried. And so we were feeling down. So like, okay, everybody's going back to school. We'll never do something like that again. We'll be doing filmmaking, but not something like that. So we're at this point where we're in school, and then Kemi Adetiba reached out to us. She helped us, started the crowdfunding for us. And so throughout that process, it was unbelievable because it was things that we have created. We're not creating at that particular time because we were all busy with school. So it was things that we have created that got us the attention, and also it was basically unbelievable. We're so happy about it.
As a group based in the North, the critics also revealed that the conservative culture in the North has been a major challenge for the creative industry in the North.
I think it's very challenging, very, very challenging, especially when you try to do something different that people have not seen. But if you check the creative industry generally, not a lot is coming out from there. There are lots of reasons. Culture is a big setback, for the creative industry in the North. So parents don't want to see their kids on the street either holding a camera, shooting, or rapping and all of that. Conservative culture. So you are not to be out there so much. If you overpost things on Instagram in the North, it becomes a problem. So it's been challenging, but at the same time, I think this team that we have is a very strong, passionate team. Shout out to everybody on this team. We're constantly trying to recreate and make ourselves better. If you ask most of us, we're not looking at what is happening in Nigeria. Most of our audiences are not in Nigeria. Most of our audiences are outside Nigeria. So we constantly want to reach out to bigger audiences, bigger markets, and just make sure we export ourselves out there. We're not looking at just Nigeria. We're looking at beyond the shores of Nigeria.